Okay, Heather Salmon, it's such a delight to finally meet you. Read your chapter in Lead, Amazing Woman Lead. So
Thank
what it's been an exciting, busy day. We've hit #1 bestseller. So why did you write a chapter in this book?
Oh, well, it's a sequel to our book called Rise, Amazing Woman Rise. And I wrote a chapter in here. And, it's such a powerful movement to get women together to support other women to, rise and to take care of ourselves. And
That's
this Rise book, I wrote a chapter on balance, but in the lead book, I get to write a chapter. I wrote the final chapter, I believe, and it's on living a life of significance. And so being the final chapter in the book, it really, I was able to really bring so many ideas and practices together, which really have led my life. I'm an ordained priestess, and I have business, and I do spiritual work. And what an amazing thing. I'm like so excited that through my spiritual work that this book has landed on wealth management #1. Wow. Isn't that interesting?
it is interesting.
Because we talk about living a path of living, on purpose and finding your passion and following your truth. And that's what I've done. And to have this kind of reception, and is just so exciting. I'm so
That's
honored.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, the write-up on your book, it says, Mastering a Life of Significance is a dynamic process that requires us to develop personal powers that include skills, practices, and mindsets, which, when awakened and engaged, help us grow and transform in truly inspired ways. That's beautiful. And actually, your chapter did a very, very good job of that. So,
thank you.
Welcome. So anybody that's listening, as we go through this, if you're watching this recording, be sure to pick up a copy of this book, Lead, Amazing Woman Lead, on Amazon. We'll have the links when we upload the video here. So in this discussion, we want to talk about why is it so very important for that women learn ways for mastering their mission in life.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that, women, we're being called right now to rise up and to master our mission, because women by nature, we tend to be the caregivers. We tend to take into account not just only ourselves, but others as well. And in this time of great change, when things are kind of breaking, falling apart, we need the midwives to come forward to rebirth, to help the planet rebirth, and to rebirth in a way, that works for everybody. I believe that not only works for, it's more for our family of humanity,
right?
Not just our own secular group, but we are being called to more of a global mission. And so, as we rise, in the feminine heart really is big enough to embrace, we can take care of each other, we can take care of each other's children, and we can have, as we move forward, we can have all of this. It's in our hearts, it's in our DNA, it's the way we move through life. So I really believe that we each have a piece and part to do, and that the world is going through a huge transformation, and we're creating a new planet, new way that is sustainable, environmentally sustainable. So we care about the environment, or we care about what's happening. We want the environment to be able to regenerate. We care about social justice. We care about everyone being taken care of and heard, and having equal rights and the rights to be on this planet, and to be healthy, and to be taken care of, and to have, whatever we need to be of support. And also our spirituality. So I feel like it's a threefold mission that we are here to do, and we each have our piece to do. We each have a piece to do. So if we can each stand up and midwife that piece, then we're all gonna work together. We're weaving this global sisterhood that, has a big enough heart to care for all of it.
For everything. That's right. And it's so needed today. And the collaboration is the only way that it's going to get done.
Yeah.
And each of us have our own special flavor, so to speak, that will attract those that really need to hear that our own particular messages and our own, and then help them to rise as well.
Yeah, exactly. I see it. It's lending a helping hand,
Right.
trying to lift the helping hand up. The 13 grandmothers talk about casting a net of light, like a net of love around the planet. And I say, you see us all on that net of light, holding a point of possibility, a point of love for this new earth destiny. And see yourself lending a helping hand to those who don't know, who don't understand, who can't see, who are incarcerated, who are infirm, whatever, until we can all rise up together.
Very, very much.
Yeah.
So as a woman, how do we benefit most from embodying this special strength, this special power that we have?
How do we benefit most?
Mm-hmm.
I think the whole world benefits most. I mean, we benefit most when we can, it starts from within. And not just
right.
So I believe that the work that we do and what we have, the love, which needs to start from within, and
it absolutely has to start from within. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So as within, so without. It's one of the universal laws.
It is beautiful.
Pay attention to what's going on within, and offer yourself and do what you need to do to create optimal health and wellness in your own world, in your own sphere, in your own body and being and life. Then it's going to radiate without. You're not only going to be an example, a mentor, inspiration, and there you go. That's why it's so important and needed now. Yeah,
that's awesome. Well, so what do you think for women in general? What do you think is the biggest barrier to encountering that call to lead?
Well, that's a loaded question. I mean, that's a big question, and for various women of various segments, there's different challenges. For women of color, we tend to be at the bottom of the barrel in terms of opportunity and being taken seriously, and facing institutionalized oppression and systematic ways of keeping us out of the game. So, I mean, I can talk from that perspective. So there's a lot to get through, a lot to get over in developing my own sense of confidence and self-worth, and rising up, moving in spite of what everyone or the system would prefer I do.
That's beautiful, but it comes down, no matter who we are, it still comes down to our own feeling of self-worth and really believing in ourselves, and not letting anything hold us back from doing what we know we need to do.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So who is one woman that influenced your life the most as a role model?
I would have to say my mother.
Awesome.
My mother, yeah. My parents, both my parents are phenomenal. My mother was, I'm from Canada, and she was Ontario's first Black woman to hold a seat in Metro Council, and she was a human rights activist, and she's received the Order of Canada and the Order of Ontario, and has fought tirelessly to help people have equal for human rights issues. And
wow, she led by example, didn't she?
Yeah, and she had 4 children, and she was really good at taking care of herself. My mom still is really good at self-care,
That's awesome. Yeah. So would you say that's her special power, is self-care?
I'd say her special power, she definitely takes care of herself, but I think she has another special power, which is like, she's not taking no for an answer. She's not like, what? That's a barrier. No, we're not. We're still not doing that. We're gonna sit down and work through this, and I'm not gonna, take no.
No,
for
it's not an answer.
no, it's not an answer. Right. Yes, we can.
So what's the single most important thing in your mind, the most important action a woman can take right now to answer her call to lead?
Well, I feel like it's always important to take that time for yourself to sit quietly. I host women on retreat from all over the world, and what I continuously hear them say as they come to us, and we have a beautiful place in Maui in nature, how much noise and activity there is out there, and how it's hard for them to even hear their intuition or hear being in the big cities. So withdrawing from that and just taking some time to reconnect with yourself and reconnect with nature, then you can hear the inner guidance and you can hear the call.
Yes, beautiful. Yes, and it's so easy to get caught up in the busyness of life that we don't stop and listen to that call. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, for listeners if you want to connect with Heather, I wanted to read her bio so you kind of get an extra flavor for who she is and what she does. She's a renowned sound healer, a mystic, cultural creative, and recording artist. She's the co-author of Rise, Amazing Woman Rise, and Lead, Amazing Woman Lead, which we spoke about earlier, and has produced over 25 popular sound healing journeys available on MP3. Heather has been an innovative pioneer in the field of ritual, sound healing, sacred activism, transformation, and performing arts for over 20 years, and is a high priestess ordained in the Essene and Temple of Isis lineages. She shares the teachings of the sevenfold path of peace, as well as feminine wisdom and leadership. Hailing from Toronto, Heather is of Jamaican and Celtic descent and resides in the island of Maui, Hawaii at the Black Swan Temple and Eco Sanctuary she co-founded with her husband, Donnie Regalmuto.
That's right.
Did I say it right?
Yes.
They offer ongoing yoga and sound healing transformative retreats, sacred pilgrimages to ancient Egypt, mystery school trainings, and mystical alchemy sound healing ceremonies. To learn more about Heather and her work, visit blackswantemple.org, and that's the best way to reach out to her. That's beautiful, awesome, and you sound amazing, and you are beautiful as a person.
Thank you.
So, anything else you would like to share before we finish our interview?
No, you can come visit us in Maui, and we're also leading a pilgrimage to ancient Egypt in the fall, over the fall equinox. So please,
awesome,
tune in and check that out if you feel called to join us for any of that.
Very good. Thank you so much for a beautiful interview and for your very lovely chapter.
Thank you. Thank you, Becky.
Thank you.
Aloha.
Bye-bye. Thank you.